Okay, another beautiful day here at the newspaper stand where we give you happenings in the country, especially now that we've seen portfolios being allocated to ministers, and of course their inauguration took place yesterday and some of the ministers are already active, especially Wike, that is almost trending in all the papers. But let me start with the Punch this morning to give you some of the headlines that we have here. If you look at on the major page here, on some of the window page here, it said federal government may raise $17 billion from oil sale, asset sale by JP Morgan. You know JP Morgan is very popular. And then you can see the face of Kiari there. I get that much on page 19 of the paper. It's a government to revive Ajekuta Stel Omayi plans road inspections. Seems the ministers already are putting their axes together to get to work. But also, board chairman MDS buy additional 145 billion banks share. Then on the major page here, Abuja land FG may revoke land allocation. Demolish 6,000 buildings and slums. Then illegal buildings must go down. Wike tells ministers, ambassadors, others. Slums in Nyanya, Apo, Idu, 27 others may be affected. Residents beg ministers. The residents are already begging, even though Wike has not started work. But it does seem like the fear of Wike is beginning to go into every nook and cranny of the federal capital here in Abuja. These are the faces of some of the ministers here with the president, and then you see Tinubu warns minister against ethnic politics. Appointees unveil agenda, what they're going to do. Tinubu telling them here, don't play politics. And we saw Wike in his address yesterday saying that I don't care if you're a minister, if you're a governor, if you're an ambassador, if you're whatever you are, I'm here to do my work. And he said something that caught my attention, that if it was based on a party, he wouldn't have been here, but he was brought from River State to replicate perhaps what he has done in River State. But let's see how that pans out in Abuja here. And some we tell you that we can tread with caution because Abuja is not River State. But well, Abuja is Nigeria as well. Okay, so let's go to Daily Trust. Okay, on the window page here on JP Morgan, we saw that JP Morgan pulls Nigerian foreign exchange reserve at 3.7 billion. Governorship poll, tension in Kano as tribunal reserve judgment. Then Niger crisis, 2 million children need humanitarian aid. That's by UNICEF. Then stakeholders in the major page here, stakeholders set agenda as ministers assume office. Now, so these are some of the points that the ministers made. And Wike is saying illegal buildings, houses must go down, will go down. And then Idris is saying, I won't lie to defend government. Then I'll hold you responsible. That's the president himself. I'll pursue the rule of law. Fabemi, that's Latif Fabemi, the Attorney General of the Federation. Then decent employment underway along the former governor of Plateau State here. Then oil prices rise above $800 per barrel in international market. Wow. Then man accused of killing brother's children remanded for 60 days. Okay, multiple taxation, power, poor sales, top challenges of manufacturing. That's from man. Then Troop rescues another Chibok girl. Okay, that is that on Daily. Quickly on Vanguard, on the window page, is saying government adopt 8 NYSC members on way to come in Sokoto. How PDP governors sent 10 ministerial nominees to Tinubu. Wike already is unveiling again. Wike, you are a part, of course, you are a member of the People's Democratic Party. But here, you know, a lot of people are wondering if Wike is still going to remain in PDP or he's going to move over to APC. But that is what we don't know. Wike has told you that he's a party man and he's going to stick to his party. But there seems to be a revelation here by Wike saying that PDP governors sent 10 ministerial list nominees to Wike. Well, you can find more of that on page 8 of the Vanguard paper. Babies die as women deliver in toilet, says Benue IDP CAM manager. Then here is a man in army uniform rob killed my aide Senator Adiola laments. That's the sad one here. The senator's aides gone down by some disguised military personnel. Then here you can also see, we saw that in the paper, the faces of the ministers that were nominated, inaugurated yesterday with the president-elect. Then tinubu to minister serve Nigeria, not regions or state. I think that call is very important so that we don't get to see a lot of ethnic sentiments playing out there. And Tinubu had to remind some of the ministers again. He said, you are here to serve Nigeria and not your regions, not your state. Okay, on Niger, we are more likely to use force. That is coming from ECOWAS on the case of the junta plotters. Then Abakoba attacks new AGF on criminal justice system. That is that on that. And then you have some comic here on the Vanguard. You can get the paper and read that for yourself. Let's quickly come to this day paper. On the Thomas headline here, it's saying Tinubu to cabinet, you are appointed to serve Nigeria, not any regional interest. You saw that on the Vanguard paper this morning. Then also we saw JP Morgan with 4.5 billion debt service, a lower forest position, lower forest exchange position. Nigeria requires sustained reform to attract capital inflow. That's what JP Morgan is saying. Okay, let's look here. Then this is coming from Wike again. PDP governors made 10 ministerial nominee. We saw that in one of the papers in the Vanguard paper. Okay, and that is that on this day. Let's quickly come to Daily Sun. Wike seems to be trending in almost all the papers actually. He's come to Abuja. Alright, so many persons have said a lot of drama is going to play out in Abuja here. But let's see what Daily Sun is saying. It's like Wike reviews how PDP governors, this is Wike again, coming in this yourself, giving us things that happen on the ground. Wike review how PDP governors recommended 10 ministers. We saw that earlier in the paper. President asks appointee to serve with integrity, dignity, deliver on promises. FCT minister talks tough, vows to restore Abuja master plan, demolish illegal structure. Omayu, I will not disappoint. That's Unwefero Inyam saying there. Then FG comments on NDDC on budget progress. Government kill livestock guard commander in Benue State. Then youth won't be patient when resources are being looted. That's civil society organization warned federal government. Then Tuga to unveil new foreign policy. And then Nigeria broke, declares JP Morgan, says net FX reserve estimated at $3.7 billion. Okay, then also we have this sad one on page 4 of Daily Sun. Robbers kill POS operators in Abuja. The Guardian operators unsettled over Tinubu's hold on petroleum ministry. Yes, we've seen all of the portfolio. We've seen Henneken, that name, it kind of sounds. So we saw him as Minister of State for Petroleum, but it does seem like what happened in the previous regime where we had Buhari sitting on that seat as the Minister of Petroleum, we're also seeing it playing out in this government also. Okay, I have a lot of people here who want to talk about the things that are happening. So let me pause here for the moment, but don't forget to listen to other programs where Nigerians get to express their views. This is just a view on the paper at the newspaper stand here. I am Austin Beatrice Sonam.